All right, the Reds, it is the post-match pint from Love and Rockets. I've got Neil Dochan, I've got Andy Bell, I'm Gareth Roberts. Liverpool have lost the European Cup final to Real Madrid, beaten 1-0. 63 games we've played this season. It's been a wonderful season. There have been some great moments, some great games, some great goals. This wasn't one of those moments. There wasn't a great goal from Liverpool tonight, but you've still got to be proud of your football club, surely. But Neil, they didn't really turn up, certainly second half. First half, I thought they were decent, they controlled it, they created chances, they looked a better side, but they didn't have anything to show for it. And then second half, Madrid play a bit better, Liverpool looked a bit tired, a bit leggy, things were going astray, and we didn't really create a great, well, I mean, you've got Mo's chance in there, but that aside, there's nothing really clear-cut, is there?
Yeah, Courtois has been excellent. And there'll be a lot of shouts, I think, post-match about him being man of the match. And the save he makes from Mane is tremendous, isn't it? The fingertip he gets to that. The save from Salah's really strong. I think the Salah one is the one where I thought this is the moment where, Mo bursts through. He scores the Mo Salah goal, reels away and celebrates. It's another really good stop. But it's two strong saves, really, over the 90. We didn't work him enough. We didn't create quite enough. First half, we were dominant. I thought we started really well. I thought some of the work from Henderson in the first half was excellent. He seemed to be everywhere. We were pressing them. They couldn't live with the press. We were so dominant, but the front three just didn't click. All night, the front three just didn't quite click. We didn't really create enough. They showed a lot of nous. They soaked up a lot of pressure, and then when the time came, they showed their quality. I thought we got away with one just before half-time. We're in a busy pub, we can't hear the commentary. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was being said, but it felt like we got away from one. And then second half, it felt like really we just weren't at it, were we? It wasn't an impressive second half performance. We looked tired, and like you say, 63, 64? Is it 63rd game of the season? Yeah. I mean, it's been an unbelievable effort. They've got 2 cups in the bag. You can't take away what they've achieved, the times they've given us. But it is disappointing, right here, right now. Yeah, absolutely.
And, I think as well what's disappointing, Andy, is that, Real Madrid, for me, weren't great. Like, I take on board what Neil said in terms of lots of nous and soaking things up and all this kind of stuff. But they had 2 shots. 2 shots. And they've won the European Cup.
Yeah, I think there's an acceptance in the football world that Liverpool and Manchester City are the 2 best teams in the world by quite a distance, the best teams in Europe by quite a distance, and I think Real Madrid probably look at that and they accept that, and they have a game plan, and they know they're not going to dominate possession, they know they're not going to be able to live with our press, and they know they're going to have to play in a certain way, and just they are a team based off purely moments. They really are. We've seen that in how they've got to the end of the Champions League this season, through Paris Saint-Germain, through Manchester City. There was another mad game they had, I can't even remember. But it's just a moments team, and they can produce moments, and they can stay in games. Chelsea's the other one. They can just about get through it, and they can produce that moment. And first half tonight, the Mane one, it's the inside of the post, and another that goes in. Of course, there's a Salah one. There's a couple of other chances, and I think we actually play quite well. I mean, we are by far the better team tonight. There's no doubt about it. There is a gulf in class between the 2 teams that are on that pitch tonight for me. There's no doubt about it. But they get the moment and they hang on, and they knew and they accepted that they were going to have to do that, and they come in and they execute it quite well, and they were always going to have a bit of luck tonight, but they get it, and they knew they were always going to have that, and so fair play to them, I guess.
Yeah, it's tough. We are, of course, in Liverpool, and as Neil said earlier, watched it in the pub. We're fortunate enough to get out there. Looked a lot of unnecessary shit that unfolded before the game. And quite disturbing also that, a lot of people in it, straight away will swallow a narrative put out there by UEFA that the fans were late. Yeah. I think we've heard that one before.
Yeah, so it's unbelievable how lies, like blatant lies, suddenly are given credence when an official organisation is the one spouting them. And lies that seem to go unchallenged, from what I could hear of the commentary on BT Sport, and lies that a lot of rival fans and even journalists, even some journalists that I know, seem very quick to jump on. People see little clips of footage. There was that clip of a lot of fans climbing over what looked like some sort of barrier to get onto a ramp, and people are suggesting that's Liverpool fans trying to force their way into the stadium. And then when you look at it a bit closer and you read, what people are talking about, they say, no, actually, that's a ramp on the approach to the ground. People are stuck in a crush. They're trying to get out of a crush and get onto a ramp to walk up to the gate that they've got a ticket that they should be able to walk through. And the gate's been closed. And, there's a lot of journalists on the ground. Obviously, there's a lot of people in the Anfield Wrap.
Yeah.
A lot of our friends are out there, and they're all
being tear gassed.
Yeah, people being tear gassed, people being put in, an awful position going to a football match that they've paid good money to go to, and being treated appallingly. The organisation is obviously not been up to scratch. And then you've got so many established journalists, and independent journalists from all sorts of walks of life, pundits, presenters, people like Gary Lineker talking about how atrocious it was. So many testimonies emerging of what sounds like a really, really tough experience. People saying that they decided basically to go back to their hotel, after being tear gassed. People saying it was too much for them, and I could totally understand that. And unfortunately, you've got people jumping on it and using it as a stick to beat Liverpool with. And I can never quite understand why some fans can't understand that the reason that UEFA get away with shit like this year after year is that people don't unite on something like this. We should all be condemning it equally, but instead it's used for point scoring between fans, and so we just see it, and it'll happen again. It'll be another final in 2 years' time. It won't be us. It'll be another final, another team. They'll go through the same experience, and fans who don't like that club will sneer and make snide remarks online and share it for likes and retweets, and it'll just happen over and over and over. And these points are made. I get sick, really. Some of the things I've sat through in my career, some of the things I've had to see about what happened to fans going to football matches, and it makes me, I'm just disgusted, really. Away from the football, away from the result, anything like that, I'm disgusted at what so many people have gone through tonight and the way that it's been presented by some sections of the media and by some fans.
Before I go, I just want to say that this is my last post-match pint. I am leaving the Anfield Wrap as of the end of next month. So thank you for all of your support over the years, for watching these videos, for liking them, for commenting on them, for stopping me in the street and having a chat, buying me a pint. All the support you've shown for the Anfield Wrap and for me has been brilliant over the years. Absolutely loved it. People still stopping me in there tonight and talking to me and saying how much they love what we do. It's been something that we, this goes all the way back to me and Andy Heaton going for a pint a long, long time ago. We turned, a pint into a business, a pint into these shows, a pint into podcasts and videos and a website and live shows and merch and staff and a studio and an office and all of those things, which is all brilliant. And look, I hope to be back on shows at a future point, but I certainly won't be hosting them. I certainly won't be working there full time like I have been all of these years. I just wanted to say ta-ra to you all and say nice one for the support. And don't get too downhearted. Get yourself out there tomorrow. Show the Reds that you love them. They fucking deserve it. Up the Reds, that's been the post-match pint.